Yeah.
Hey, good afternoon. My name is Morris, aka Coach Jones, and I'm the head men's coach here at Cerritos Community College.
And we have a couple questions for you today for my kinesiology class. And one of them would be is there a specific way that the athletes need to run?
From a biomechanics perspective, yes. Um, the correct running form is mainly depends on your event. So, for an example, a distance runner may have a more heel to toe approach because they have longer races in terms of the repetition of number of laps around the track. Whereas a sprinter generally is going to go no further than 400 meters. So they need to be up on what's called the balls of their feet as such, right? Which kind of puts a little more stress on your physiology or your body. Um, but yes, and then the other thing is we like to preach here at Cerritos Community College, palms open, thumbs up, because it allows the body to be relaxed. The relaxer, the more flexible the body is, the more stress we can put on it. Generally speaking, the faster you will run. Yes.
Okay, thank you. And for the next question, would you say that all athletes can do a field event like long jump, shot put, or even high jump?
Well, that's kind of like a catch-22. There's a philosophy out that says if I am like a 100-meter sprinter, for an example, that I should be able to get my mass down the long jump runway and long jump. Let's say if I run 10.5, at least 22.11 to maybe 23 high. If I'm 10.2, for an example, I should be more like 24 to 25 feet in the long jump. That is the philosophy. However, I know individuals who are 11-second 100-meter runners, but long jump, has a jump of 23.11 or more because of their technique. But to make sure I address your question, yes, I think that every athlete, even if they run the 4, the 2, or the 1, can find a specific field event, especially within the jumps, that kind of fits their physiology or their body type.
Thank you. For the third question, we have: Do you work out? Do your workouts allow the athletes to adapt to their specific events so that they can perform in any conditions?
Well, conditions are a part of track and field. I think that's kind of what makes our sport so special. Um, Maybe with the exception of football, say maybe baseball, well, not really baseball, but maybe football. Um, we don't have rain delays in track. We play, run against the wind, the elements regardless. Um, the way we design workouts here at Cerritos College is to basically reach the athlete's maximum capacity to perform and subsequently compete towards the end of what we like to call a championship season. And the workouts are designed as such to allow the body through periodizations to actually peak towards the end. By doing this, it puts less stress on the body of the athlete. It cuts down on injuries, but it provides the athlete with an overall much fluider situation in terms of getting to compete at a high level towards the end of the season. So the workouts are designed to tailor them specifically to whatever event you do. So a 100-meter workout is going to be a little different than, let's say, a 400-meter workout. A 400-meter hurdle workout could mirror a 400-meter workout, but it would be different than a 110 hurdle workout or even an 800. So each workout is event specific to provide the athlete with the optimal trainer to get the optimum performance.
All right. And the next question would be, what do you believe that makes a great athlete?
Well, I mean, it's a lot. I've coached them all, honestly. I've had some athletes that can wake up out of bed, they're just great athletes, physically. God just gave it to them. I've coached other athletes that were not as gifted or talented physically, but worked and became that. So I think the thing that really makes a great athlete is, number one, being humble, being secure within their spirit, but most importantly, and I'm closing my eyes because I'm meditating as I say this, and all of you out there, please listen. Listen to your dad burn coach, and I'm putting that mildly. Listen and do exactly what they tell you. It's the reason they're the coach and not the athlete. So I think what makes a good athlete is one, being in a position to listen to your coach, absorb what they are telling you, go out and translate it and put it into a quality performance.
Thank you. It's very helpful. For the next question, it would be, what happened in the past for you to get into coaching track?
Well, I haven't always been the person I am today. I'm like many other young men, especially of African American descent. I came up on the streets of Long Beach and didn't always make the best decision about what I was doing when I was younger, and met a man named John Rambo and Don Norford. They kind of really helped steer me away from a lot of the things. Don Norford kind of took me under his wing and just kind of really mentored me. At a very young age, I didn't even know I was being mentored, but that's what happened, and I kind of remembered that. And I always wanted to teach and coach. So kind of what led me down this road is, my experience in the hood of Long Beach, how I saw them really help transform the lives of a lot of the young men, not just myself, but others that like me, and how we all kind of turned out to be pretty decent citizens. So I kind of wanted to follow that mold. It was my way of trying to give back to the American community to try to make our country a much better place.
Thank you. For question number 6, it would be, how would you say track helps kids in their lives?
Well, one of the things I think, not just track, but all sports, but since we are track and track is our thing here, I think what it does is it provides them with a format for hard work, how to follow instructions. Let's go back to a couple of previous questions. I'm follow the instructions of the coach, but more importantly, how to be a team player. And I think most businesses, most organizations have transcended the hierarchical structure of the archaic American society and has actually went to a more level, team-oriented based type approach to how they're doing their business. So it is critical for individuals in the 21st century to have other attributes when they're seeking their careers. And I think track and other sports, as I've stated, but track, more importantly, helps to become a springboard to help those individuals recognize how to be an individual within a team player to get, again, maximum benefit for your company or organization. So track kind of is the roadmap to helping that individual with that.
Thank you. Next question goes back to running. Do you feel no? Can you run anyway and still go as fast as a different person will run if they run a different type of way?
No. Again, let's go back to a statement I made that some people are just born gifted. But if two individuals are born gifted with God stuff, as we like to call it, and one runs all over the place and they're all doing this, but they're still pretty fast. If another individual is running here, technique-wise, palms open, chest tall, running through the waist, heel over the knee, proper technique, the one that's running proper with using the least amount of energy to accelerate and move that mass is going to win that race probably 99% of the time. So the key is, if you look at a great Olympic sprinter, a great college, or even at our level, they're not all over, they're very efficient. And that's one of the things we try to teach here at Cerritos Community College is, I call it swagalicious. To be able to be an efficient runner, that's just basically getting your swag, where you can do something so long and you become so good at it that it becomes second nature.
Thank you. Next question would be, do you feel that coming out for practice every day is important?
It is critically important. Number one, I think what it does, and if I can piggyback on one of your previous statements, one of the reasons I think sports important in general is important is because it teaches a good work ethic. I couldn't be employed here if I don't come to work. No one anywhere in America that I can think of is going to be employed long if they don't show up and go to work. You don't get paid. That's the American way. In track especially, because track is what's called a layer sport. And what I mean by that, let's say Monday's workout complements Tuesday's workout. Tuesday's workout complements Wednesday's workout. Wednesday's workout complements Thursday, but it actually supports Tuesdays and Mondays. So it's a layering effect. If you miss one of those components, it throws the body out of balance. You don't get that symmetry, that swagalicious I referred to earlier, or be in a position to run efficiently. So practicing every day is critical. It is paramount for your athletic performance. The other thing it does is teaches you good habits about going to school, about being on time, and about being responsible.
Thank you. This next question involves college athletes and men and women. Is it harder to coach high school or college athletes?
Is that a trick question?
No, it's not.
I mean, coaching in itself is a challenge, you know, in high school or college. I've coached both. I've had great athletes in both. I personally prefer college. If we were in a classroom, we would call it a degree of academic freedom. High school, there are a lot more restrictions. I love the atmosphere of collegiate athletics because those young people are right at the cusp of beginning their lives, and I kind of like to have a very important, play a major role in that. I think the other thing that it does is, for me, it allows me to try to deal intellectually with the young people that I'm mentoring. What I've discovered while I coach high school, most of them are very immature, even though some of them here are, shh, don't tell nobody I said that, right? But high school, there's so many other restrictions, you know. You have to miss certain days during the week. Teacher free day. You can't even coach. That affects your training methodology. So I just prefer the community college season level here better, yes.
Thank you. For the last question, is it harder to coach men than female athletes?
Oh, wow. This guy's trying to get me in trouble. Who's loading up these questions here? I have a motto. You know, a lot of people don't like it, but it's my motto. My motto is never coach. And if you do, never coach women. And basically what that motto means is coaching is not easy. We're probably some of the most professional people that's grotesquely underpaid. Imagine a philosophy professor who has to go out and recruit students for his class, or her class, for their class. And then get them in, and then make sure they go to all their other classes, mentor them, teach them philosophy, but then help them with math, help them with English, and the like. These are typically the hats that a coach wears. We're not even mentioning about the personal issues that students bring to you, student athletes bring to you, that you have to have a resolution for. Coaching, especially at this level, is extremely demanding on your time. For an example, I get compensated for X amount of hours by this institution. I'm way past that on a daily basis dealing with young people. And I mean, you know, it's just part of the territory. So I think, you know, in terms of coaching male or female athletes, I kind of prefer males. It's a lot easier transition for me. I've coached some phenomenal females in my day, All-Americans, state champions, state runner-ups. But I'm kind of firm, so I don't give a lot. With young ladies, what I've discovered, you got to give a lot. And the ones that I've coached that have just kind of stuck to the plan have turned out to be, like I said, some of the most phenomenal athletes that I've ever coached and that the state of California have ever produced. That being said, I enjoy coaching men and women. Right now, I'm currently responsible for coaching some of the men on this team, the sprinters. And sometimes I wonder if I am coaching somebody else because they just do stupid stuff. But I think the most important thing is to actually meet young people where they're at and try to raise their scope in terms of how they view life in general. And I think if we can do that, that our task, our goal of being able to mentor young people to transition into American society and become quality citizens, I'm much closer to that goal. And I think that is the most important part. Whether it's male or female, I've done well coaching either of them. And it's just not really a matter of preference per se. It's just, hey, whoever wants to show up and go to work, let's get it done. Just so you know, Travis, I expect my per diem for this interview. You make sure I get my money. If not, I'm scratching you from all your events. Even though you made it in SoCal, I will scratch you. I needs my $250. That's not $2.50. That's $250.
Thank you,
Pay
Coach
me
Jones,
for my
for
intellectual capital.
Thank you, Coach Jones, for the interview.
Not a problem.